What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Good to see ya. So today we're gonna be doing one half my January wrap up and the other half my February TBR. So let's get right into it. What did I read in January? So this was the short or TikTok that I posted about my January TBR, but these are actually the books that I read. These are all the books that I read. So I'm gonna do them in order. So I read the third book in Narnia, The Horse and His Boy, and I believe I rated this 3.5 stars. Like I said in the review, it was good. The ending was great. I always love the endings that C.S. Lewis writes, but it just didn't. I also had a hard time paying attention in the beginning of it, but that's okay. And then I read Narnia, Prince Caspian. I think I gave this 4 stars. I liked it. I think that one I was also busy while reading, so it was also difficult to get into it, but I know that I got into the second half of it and I thought it was really, really great. And then I read the 5th book of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I believe I rated this 4.5 stars because the ending was immaculate. And then I finished this 800-page book, Sarah J. Maas, House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City series, and I rated this 4 stars. After I finish telling you about all the books I read, I'm gonna review this specific book. The last book I read, so I read 5 books in January, was Narnia, The Silver Chair. I rated this book 4 stars. I thought it was great. I love the storytelling. I thought it was so unique and interesting, and the ending was good. I think I would want it to be a little more happy, a little more meaningful, but I thought it was good nonetheless, so that's 4 stars. Now let's talk about House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. So the reason I want to talk about this book specifically is because it was so big that I feel like I have to talk about it. And also, I really loved ACOTAR, the series of ACOTAR, like A Court of Thorns and Roses, all the way to A Court of Silver Flames. I loved it. But this book was not like that. Obviously, it's a completely different storyline and different characters, but this was adult literature, and I was a little bit upset, honestly, like bothered, like irked by the amount of vulgar and explicit language there was, and also like just explicit insinuations and innuendos. So that's why I was kind of considering DNFing it, but then I was like, you know what, I got this for Christmas. Someone spent their money on it. I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna review it. So I rated this book 4 stars. I was literally like the first 100 pages, I was like, I'm gonna rate it 1-2 stars because I just couldn't handle like how much explicit content there was. But it got better. The vulgar words, like the curse words, kind of dwindled down, and then we got kind of to the meat of the story, and literally like the last 100 to 200 pages were crazy. Like when I tell you, I literally could not stop reading. I was completely focused, completely invested, and I saw this Goodreads review that said the ending makes everything worth it, and low-key it kind of does, but I will not be continuing the series just because I just know what comes next, not in terms of the plot, but in terms of like the language that she uses, and I'm just not gonna put myself through that if I'm uncomfortable by curse words and explicit content. So basically, the writing was incredible. She is honestly such a skilled writer. Like, I'm literally not even joking. Like, it was amazing reading this book just because of how well she built this entire world. And when I tell you, this girl like really put in politics. Like, we thought that there was politics in ACOWAR. Nah, man, like this has politics. So anyways, this is 4 stars. And what I loved about this, like the Silver Chair of Narnia, is that it just reminded me of like the ending more so than anything reminded me of biblical stories. And I think that's what C.S. Lewis wants to do. Like, he creates his entire storyline, and then at the end he kind of reveals to you the spirituality behind it. So I obviously love that, and it reminded me of The Prodigal Son, but with a twist. And I also love, there's this one line at the very end, like literally the last page. "Yes," said the lion in a very quiet voice. Almost, Jill thought, as if he were laughing. "He has died. Most people have, you know. Even I have. There are very few who haven't." And I just love that. I don't know why I loved it, but kind of in the sense of like Christianity, like we all die to our old selves and then we're reborn into something so much more beautiful, so much more alive and happy and joyful. At least that's my testimony. And like a spiritual death, like he kind of made a spiritual death a literal death and then like basically resurrected one of the characters. I love the way that he did it. Bottom line, I love the way that he wrote it. I love the way that he did it. I'm sorry if that spoiled anything, but I don't think it did. But let me tell you guys, read this. Read Narnia. There's 7 books, and I'm honestly waiting to read the last one because I'm gonna miss the series when it's done. I'm probably gonna reread it, but no 5 stars this month. So I read 5 books, and let's get into my February TBR. All right, guys. So I have this stack as my February TBR, but let me tell you why. So I'm pretty sure I told you guys in another video, I'm using this as a book club club book. And we haven't really been reading it because like me and the person I'm doing the book club with are very busy, but I do like it. I am very interested because the author has since been deceased, and these are collections of his sermons, not even his writings. So I'm very interested because the introduction was all about his life, and it seems like a very unique and personal book because this is what he preached about. I'm excited to read this, so I'm not really gonna say that I'm gonna finish it in February because it only has 28 days, but we'll see depending on how the book club goes. The second book is Knowing God by J.I. Packer. So you've seen me talk about this in 2022, and I actually started it in 2022, which is why you've seen me talk about it. I'm currently on page 114, and I haven't really been reading it because there's just been so much going on, and like this book is very heavy in theology and in the knowledge of God, obviously because it's called Knowing God. It's kind of a lot. Like I really have to like do nothing else but sit down and read and try to understand this book. So that's why I haven't really been reading it, but this is another book that I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna finish it, but I definitely want to read like at least another 25-50 pages in this book. Let me just show you like the writing and like the pages. Like look at that, guys. To me, that is small print. And like the language is Old English because this was literally written in like, I think the 1800s. I don't know if that's correct. So I'm gonna give myself grace with those two books. Now, moving on to what I actually want to try to get through. All right, so this is a very loose February TBR. I'm not telling myself to finish any of these books because I will be going to Barnes & Noble very soon and I might start those books instead. And you'll see that video when it comes out. But these are the books that I picked up that I have got last year and for Christmas that I would like to start reading. So the first one is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. 2023 is a year that I start reading Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know how many books I'm gonna read of hers, but I do want to at least start reading this book. The fourth book on my February TBR is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Honestly, I saw it in my library and I was like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a nice, easy, lighthearted romance. Low-key, the weather in my region has been kind of warm. Like this week right now it's getting colder, but it's still been kind of warm. So I don't know. I feel like this is a good spring, summer prep for me and I'm excited to read it because I think Emily Henry is a great writer and I haven't read this book by her, so I'm excited. The fifth book that I want to read that I got for Christmas is Certain Girls by Jennifer Weiner. And I honestly have no idea what this is about, but the review on it says fresh, funny, and real. So I'm honestly excited. It looks really cute. I feel like I would like it. Honestly, like watch me start reading all these books at the same time just to see what I can get through. And the final book that I probably will get through in February, but I want to really just soak it in and enjoy it because I love the series so much, is the very last book of Narnia, The Last Battle. But like, can we just talk about how gorgeous these covers are? And like they're like that matte creamy feeling that like I like to run my nails against because it feels so good. Like I don't know if that's weird, but like whatever. Narnia has a special place in my heart and this is the last book and man, like I'm gonna miss it. But yeah, I'm gonna read the last book in February. Let's see, guys. That is my ambitious February TBR. Let me tell you guys, I got a lot of books to read and I'm trying to find the time to read them all, but I think I've been doing pretty good. Comment below anticipated 2023 book recommendations, please. I know Emily Henry's coming out with Happy Place this year. Still debating if I want to get that, but I do want to get the second book to Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. I want to get that second book. I don't know if it's coming out this year though. And then I also want to get Once Upon a Broken Heart and Happily Never After. Stay tuned for my Barnes & Noble video where I do a book haul for 2023, my first book haul for 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below how you're doing and new video ideas as well as book recommendations. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and my TikTok and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.